Good day to our research advisor, Sir Gino Espinosa, and to the panelists, Professor Maria Crisanta E. Polomo and Professor Maria Rowena Fe Magcale, and also to the chairperson, Professor Jason Bacosa. We are the Group 5 and we would like to greet you all a pleasant day. We will be presenting our research study entitled An Inquiry on the Factors Affecting the Increasing Popularity of Korean Food Among Generation Z, a survey research. Introduction. Today, as the world continuously develops, the Korean culture increasingly influences Filipinos and grown in the years since it first hit the country. Korean foods and products are evident in our market today. We can see that the rise of Korean stores in malls, commercial center, and other parts of the country have established K-stores and restaurants. Generation Z are large population under purchasing power, attitudes, and behavior towards Korean food. Generation Z's adoption of Korean food will be useful in forecasting and developing new marketing strategies that will cater to products and food innovation that can satisfy this generation's needs and wants. In this study, we would like to determine the factors affecting the increasing popularity of Korean food among Generation Z. For our statement of the problem, to obtain all essential knowledge, data, and information, the researcher seeks important questions. The question is also separated into 4 sections. The first part is the profile of the respondents, which consists name, it can be optional, age, sex, and year level. Second, awareness of increasing popularity of Korean food. It aims to find out how aware are the respondents in the terms of popularity of Korean food. Third, influence of Korean food on Gen Z. It measures how K-dramas, K-pop idols, quality of food influence Generation Z. And the last one is the benefits of Korean food to Generation Z.
In our research objective, we want to find out the rapid spread of Korean food and how it has affected Generation Z. Also to find out what is the age, year level, and gender of our respondents contained in our survey. To know how many Generation Z has been influenced by Korean food, to know what are the benefits to Generation Z.
Let us proceed with hypothesis. So for our hypothesis, we formulated in a null hypothesis. So meaning this will show that there will be no effects between variables. So in order to get a null hypothesis according to the formula, average should be equal to the given value. And below, if it's formulated an alternative hypothesis, the statement will show there is an effect between the variables. So in the formula, average should not be equal to the given value.
Short summary of the literature reviewed. Korean Wave basically consists of 2 form media, which are television, serial, and pop music. In the early 2000s, Korean drama, also known as Korean novelas, brought Hallyu or K-Wave to the Philippines. Filipino acceptance of South Korea culture and goods went far beyond Hallyu. Korean cuisine is attractive to many Filipino terms of its phenomenology in popular social media. Korean Wave has increased consumption of Korean goods and products as well as travel to South Korea. Gen Z in particular have been inspired in this phenomena to appreciate South Korea popular culture, including TV dramas, music, etc., and to embrace everything Korean, including people, product, and culture. Due to the impact of Korean culture, people wanted to try and taste Korean traditional food.
For our theoretical framework, the cultivation theory of George Gibner, 1970, that he proposed to explain the relationship between media and culture. But as the theory evolved, its emphasis shifted to how the media affects a person's ideas of their own social reality. And the second theory is the Fishbein agent, Behavioral Intentions Model or Theory of Reasoned Action, 1980, that the goal of this theory is to predict and comprehend an individual's behavior since they make the premise that people behave rationally and systematically when given knowledge. After those theories, there's a legal basis that is called Consumer Act of the Philippines The objectives of Republic Act No. 7394 are to protect consumers from risk to their health and safety, from unfair and unethical sales practices, and to inform and educate them on how to make informed decisions about products and services available to them. Under this is the independent variable which is increasing of popularity of Korean foods to Generation Z. That has two dependent variables which is influence of Korean foods to Generation Z and benefits of Korean foods to Generation Z, which is to determine the cause and effect. That is one of the most important parts of a research study. It's essential to identify the effect of increasing popularity of Korean foods among Generation Z. For our conceptual framework, it shows that the relationship between increasing of popularity of Korean foods to the Generation Z on how they affect each other because of the certain cause which is the Korean foods.
Methodology. The researcher opted to use quantitative research method. The online survey used to gather information from hospitality management student of Baliwag Polytechnic College on their knowledge to the factor affecting the increasing popularity of Korean food among Generation Z. Part 1. Demographic profile of the respondent. Part 2. Awareness of increasing of popularity of Korean food. Part 3. Influence of Korean food on the Generation Z. Part 4. Benefit of Korean food to the Generation Z.
Questionnaire contains Likert item to be answered by 4 parts. Item in the 4-part Likert rule will follow the degree of respondent as 4 strongly agree, 3 agree, 2 disagree, 1 strongly disagree. The researchers are planned to do this either through messenger, email, or Google Forms, whichever is available and most accessible for the respondents. Since physical distribution of the questionnaire is basically impossible due to our current situation, every process are done online and through the internet to ensure everyone's safety. In this study, researchers are specifically use frequency type Likert scale on which the respondents choose if it is strongly agree, agree, disagree, and strongly disagree.
In the year level of student at Baliwag Polytechnic College, there are more third-year students with 31%, followed by fourth-year student with 25.5%, second-year student with 22%, and first-year students are not far behind with only 21%. We found out that most of our respondents are from third-year students.
In our gender profile of the respondents, we have 6% prepared not to say, 37.5% male, and 56.5% female. Total of 100% gender percentage.
In the ages of the respondents, most of them are ages 18 to 20 years old because it has 47%, while in ages 21 to 23 years old have 44%, and the least are the ages 24 to 26, it only has 9%.
The research discovered that the awareness of hospitality management students regarding on increasing of popularity of Korean food weighted 3.4 with highly agreeable as interpretation. The influence of Korean food on Gen Z is Korean dramas, Korean idol, variety of food, quality of food, and Korean food advertised on television as it weighted 2.8 with agreeable interpretation.
The benefits of Korean food to Gen Z are they find it tasty and delicious, nutritious, low on calories, helps to cope with stress, it is easily to prepare, can be cooked easily, and they find Korean food is good value for money as it weighted 3.0 with agreeable interpretation.
This study has a purpose to examine the factors affecting the increasing popularity of Korean food among Generation Z. The researcher therefore conclude that the participants with each Generation Z from hospitality management students of Baliwag Polytechnic College has a high level of awareness regarding the increasing of popularity of Korean food. The reason why Generation Z idolize Korean food and why Korean foods are becoming more and more popular is due to Korean dramas, Korean idols, the quality of foods, variety of foods, and it is advertised on television. The study's participants concur that consuming Korean food fulfill their cravings because it is tasty and nutritious, reduces stress, can be prepared more quickly than other Filipino foods, and is affordable.
Recommendations. The Korean government must pay more attention to maintaining the role and popularity of Korean food, while also keeping an eye on the growth and preservation of their culture and goods in light of the findings that Korean food are becoming more popular among Generation Z. This study can serve as a lesson to the Philippines government on how to use culture, in particular cultural diplomacy, to enhance the country's reputation and standing in the international community. Therefore, by making this effort, businesses and governments can earn more money in both countries. Standing in the world and international ties can also be improved. The researchers recommend starting Korean food business for the future entrepreneur, especially to those who want to build their own restaurant. This study will help them identify options that they will establish. Future researchers should collect larger, more representative samples from a wider range of cities, locations, and age groups in order to increase the study's accuracy and statistical representation of Filipinos as a whole. It should be more focused on the personal characteristics and various backgrounds of ethnic groups. As a whole, larger sample with wider range of cities, age groups, ethnic group, and personal characteristics, this would become a good continuity from the current study. For the researchers, they can be a future guide, a reference, and a foundation of your study, and researchers would recommend them to learn more and explore everything about popularity of Korean food to our country.